Hey there, hi there, ho there, you beautiful, ravishing viewers. It's Asada, and you are tuned in to Gathering of the Griots. Thank you for being back with us this Tuesday morning, where we bring Black writers to the table to rock. That's what we do. But first, before we get into today's good interview with Darryl Harvey, founder of the Black Child Book Fair, let us give homage to my girl, Naima Latif, and the Female Solution, because without the Female Solution, we wouldn't even be here. So let's just see what the Female Solution is about. Just watch. Don't go anywhere.
Women have the power to transform this world. We can end crime and violence if we all agree to do one thing: share. Let's share our wisdom, share our time, share our talents, share our finances, but most of all, let's share our love. This is the Female Solution.
All right, don't get it twisted. This is the Female Solution. So thank you very much for that, Naima Latif, and for giving us the opportunity to put our power on the airwaves. So today, guys, we have a wonderful special guest. But before I bring him on, you know this is Tuesday, and this is what? Hashtag Title Tuesday. That's right. So we feature the titles of all of the books that are going to be exhibited in our book fair August 29th. No, that ain't right. It's August 9th. Look, let me show you. Look, August 9th. That's our book fair. So make sure you take heed, write it down, save the date. But let's give it up for these titles. First and foremost, I got to remove this because I want to see that full hashtag Title Tuesday. First and foremost, we got It's My Perfect Purple Birthday Party. And that's by Mia Dawson and my girl Brenda Major. Next, we have, by our guest today, Put a Little Sunshine on Your Face by Darryl Harvey. Next, we have The Game of Life and How to Play It by none other than Ernest Abdullah. I call him Big E. Next, After the Flesh by Fanny Price. Happy hashtag Title Tuesday. Next, Just Because I'm Little Doesn't Mean I Can't Do It by Honey Thomas. Happy hashtag Title Tuesday to you. Impromptu Date. Happy hashtag Title Tuesday. That's by my girl, Kay Shani. That girl's doing it fiction-wise. Then we have The Enemy Within. Happy hashtag Title Tuesday to my girl, Michelle Renee Yisrael. And then we got a little fashion word search by my girl, Peggy Colbert. Happy hashtag Title Tuesday to you. Imagine, a book of poetry by Robert Horton. We talked to him last week. Happy hashtag Title Tuesday to yo. And then my girl, Sandra L. Washington, Personal Health and Journal Planner. That'll be out there at the book fair. Happy hashtag Title Tuesday to you. And lastly, for this week, Melody Knight, A Vampire's Tale. That's by my favorite fiction writer, my man, Tony Lindsay. So thank you. Maybe that's not the last one. Let me see. That ain't the last one. Look, The Black Sheep Has Two Faces. That's by Chalita Faye. That looks interesting there. Look at that. Look like it might be a little science fiction or something like that. So, yep, we're very happy to have all of those titles being shown. We actually have over 100 titles already being featured at the book fair. And guess what? It's not even full yet with authors. So it's going to be a lot. I don't know. It might be like 200 authors. Who knows? But we'll see August 9th. But anyway, without further ado, let me bring to the stage this brother who is rocking and rolling with the Black Child Book Fair, in addition to just a myriad of titles that we'll learn today from the Sunflower Kids. Let's give it up to none other than Darryl Harvey. Woo, 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 woo. How are you, brother?
Good morning. How are you? I'm doing well.
Man, I'm just honored to have you here because, you've kind of got celebrity status now in the literary world. When he walk in the room, he the type of person that could walk in the room with the slow pace, like when you just kind of rock a little bit. Because when he come in the room, they be like, "Ooh, Darryl Harvey." But thank you for being here today. I have a litany of questions for you. I had to get my tissue because I say it might be some parts of this. I gotta wipe my tears because I've watched you emerge since I've been here in Chicago. So while I have a lot of questions, I don't know. Let's start with your book series because I know you're author of poetry and maybe some books for adults, but your primary focus is children. What got you writing children's books, and how long have you been doing that?
Oh man. So my primary career has been in social services.
Okay.
And I was asked, man, I think it's been like 15, 16 years ago now, to mentor a young man. He was like first grade, but he had no male figures in his life. And so I was asked to spend some time with this little boy. And so I spent like a year with him. But as our time was coming to an end, I wanted to give him something to remember me by. And so at that time, my primary writing was poetry. And so I wrote an age appropriate long poem um, to inspire this kid, to motivate him to do better. And that became my first children's book, which is I Can Do Anything. This book here. And after I wrote that and published, I self-published, and I had some copies made, maybe only like 100 copies made. People really responded to it. People really liked it. And I had Black parents coming up to me, when I did different book fairs and events, saying how hard it was for them, to find books for children of color. And so that inspired me to continue writing children's books.
First of all, ain't nobody know that story. Like that's just a beyond, people say I started writing children's books for whatever the reason, but I love that story. I love that it's connected to an actual event and an actual relationship between you and another person, and that how old is that young person now?
Man, he's like 22, 23.
Wow, that's deep.
Yeah.
That's deep. Your books are for like what age group of people in general?
I would say they were from 3 to 10. 3 to 10.
Okay. From 3 to 10. Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's
focusing on social emotional learning.
Because my next question was gonna be, where do you get the topics? But now I can see with your background in social services where you get those topics. And I mean, we can look at some of them. I wanted to look like Alicia's big test. Where you get that from? Like, why would you write about that particular topic?
Very interesting. That also came from inspiration from me mentoring a couple of young boys. I was mentoring a 5th and 7th grader, and part of our time together would be going to the library and doing some reading. And so just out of nowhere, I just happened to ask them a few elementary science questions. And this it's probably like 2nd grade science questions that I was asking them. And these boys could not answer my questions. And that just blew my mind. And so I was like, man, there's, how else can I contribute to this particular situation? And so I came up with Alicia's Big Test, which basically is an introductory to 2nd grade science, but also it revolves around this young lady having test anxiety. And so whoever happens to read this Uh, they feel what she's feeling. She's scared that she's not going to get the correct answers to this test. She gets her parents to help her study. And voila, at the end, she does well. But also, for the students or young readers that are reading this book, there is a mock test at the end of the book, the same test that Alicia took.
Nice. See, y'all don't understand. People be over here writing, but it's really based on life and reality. Sonabella said here, what beautiful way to memorialize a moment. Absolutely. No questions asked. To create a book about it, not only does that make the child feel like special, but it gives depth to what we're doing here, because you're not the only person experiencing these things, so they can find themselves in what you're doing. It says you show how important mentorship is, but also how it impacts the mentor's life. Beautiful. I know that's right. That's right. Literary Big Papa. That's what I call him, y'all. Don't play with me. That's what I call him. I'll slip that in there. So anyway, you have so many books. When I met you, you might have had, I don't know, maybe a few books. I think I met you in 2016. How many books did you have at that point?
2016. Maybe like 5 or 6 or something like that.
Okay. Well, y'all, he up to like 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. How many you got?
16.
16. That's what I'm saying. Look what I said. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I didn't even get to 16, but that's what we're dealing with. So, I mean, I love the evolution, how you've continued on. I want to show a couple of other titles. So the Sunflower Kids, what's up with that? How did you come up with that concept?
Okay. If I'm going to tell the honest to God truth on how I came up with that particular name, Sunflower Kids. Oh, this is so embarrassing. I actually, way back when, had a girlfriend who enjoyed sunflowers, who liked sunflowers. So that's how they got that name.
We love that story. You are a literary Big Papa. I keep telling you. Hey, look, that's a brother. He buff, but look, he's a teddy bear. What are you talking about? Talk about he embarrassed. No, but that's awesome, brother. That's really good. Hey, the Sunflower Kids, kudos to the sister for having a lasting impact. And so you have here the Sunflower Kids, Put a Sunshine on Your Face coloring book. Then you got The Best That I Can Be. Tell us a little bit about why'd you do sort of a travel over to coloring book and making an activity versus just a reading book?
So, I wanted to kind of diversify what I was doing. So, of course, the kids could read the books, and there are questions and, an opportunity for conversation in the majority of my books. However, I did want to do something still a little fun. So I came up with the coloring book, and the coloring book introduces more or less individually something about the characters in my series, but also after you have met each one of these kids, the book transforms kind of into a song. There are song lyrics in the book. So after you meet each kid individually, then they kind of come together and they start singing the song.
Oh, Dip. Who? What? Wait a minute. It's just more activity. Let me just say something. For those of you that are watching and these books are making an impact, and you can think of children that need these books, the website is traveling across the bottom of the page. It does have events at the end because we're going to talk about his big event in a minute. But if you just simply go to blackchildbookfair.com, you will see an opportunity to buy the books. So I'm going to leave that scrolling for you guys so that you can get it down and travel over there and get them books as we speak. And so let me get back to these. I love that there's a song, there's activity, because one of the things I noticed in some of your images, and I'll show them in a minute, them people were buying not one book, but many books at one time. And so why do you think that is? What has your feedback been from parents that are involved in purchasing your books and how they feel about your books?
Well, so going back to the origin of the Black Child Book Fair itself, there is a lack of quality books for Black children. And not only that, in mainstream publishing, only 10 to 14% of those books published have Black images in them.
Mm.
So that makes it very hard for Black people, parents, teachers, social workers, blended families to find books with Black images in them.
Mm-hmm.
And we provide a resource that gives them Black books for their Black children. My books, I tend to promote positive relationships. I tend to deal with the social issues. I deal with anti-bullying. I deal with cultures working together, and also sparking the imagination of Black children to do more, to learn more, to go outside of their neighborhoods and visit other countries, and to become something positive. Scientists, I advocate education highly. So I think that might be why my books work.
That he being humble. I think that's why my books work. Yeah, I'm not playing with you. You think I'm gonna let you? No, look, you think I'm gonna let you be all nice and professional on here? No, we gonna get it in. We gonna get it in today. So yeah, look at this work though, guys. So kids around the world, amigo means my friend, and what this is doing, I love that. Sometimes we put a little too much emphasis on making sure we got all the races on our books, and I'll be like, yeah, Black people buying these books. Yeah, all the races are not, but this is so apropos for what you're doing, because yes, our children do need to think more globally. We way behind when it comes to other nations and what they even know about us. But I love this amigo means friend. And tell me a little bit about that book. Is that giving them a Spanish lesson in addition to just being a story? Do you have other words in there? Is that, falling over into the Latino world?
So it's an introduction to the Spanish language. And I translate through conversation of the children there, roughly about 12 words of Spanish. So we're looking at first grade level reading, but we're looking at two cultures coming together.
Yeah.
We're looking at the translation of words. We're also looking at, as it says, amigo means friend, becoming friends, working together.
Yeah. Yeah. Look at all the issues, guys. Language, relationships. I love that your subject matter is sort of multi-tiered. We got some more feedback in here. One sister said here, Grand Rising, what a great way to start the day. Life is lifing. Go ahead, girl. And she said, what we do here? Oh, we do the Sunflower series. Now that we know the backstory, you're going to get the women. We're going to love that story. We're like, Sunflower kids. We love that. We love that he has that. And then look what somebody said. Zelda said, literary Big Papa rocking the Sunflower kids. We love it. Embrace it. And then Sanabella said, Darryl Harvey, you are all in your creative space. We love that. This is an inspiration. Because, y'all don't get fooled. Now, I'm a little girl, I'm a little short, but when Darryl come on the scene, what did you like, 6'2" or something, 6'3", something? What did you?
6'1".
6'1", so you seem real huge to me. I'll be like, hey, you're a very big papa. But the thing about it is, for you brothers, this did not make him say, I can't write for children, or I can't do children's books. This is huge that you are that thing. How did the children experience you when you come on the scene with these children's books? Because I would imagine, I mean, they smaller than me almost, and it's like, here's this guy coming with these children's books. Are they like, oh my God, you're larger than life? Or, what does that feel like for you? Because I actually find some dudes that are a little scared of children, like they can't handle that energy, but your background makes it so that you have that capacity to be more nurturing than anything. So yeah, tell me about how young people interact with you and experience you.
Well, yeah, definitely from my background in social services. I mean, I have done work in just about every capacity in my career. I've done foster care, specialized foster care, group homes, counseling, mentoring, etc. And I, have learned to speak to and speak with and not at children. And so that makes for relationships to be easily established. And a lot of the times, of course, because you mentioned how tall I am and my size, I am mostly sitting when I am talking to them. Even when I do school visits and do school readings at schools, I am usually sitting when I talk with the kids. So it makes it easier.
That's awesome, because I wouldn't think about that. And I do know, look at the photos, y'all can see that he's sitting with the kids, but it makes you, if you were standing, you'd be towering over them, right?
Exactly.
And then they would feel a certain way, but this gives them sort of that, they can experience you as a nurturing person. And look at them, they're smiling, baby. They happy, boy. They happy. They got those books. And I loved seeing this, like to see the brother is young men, young women, and it's a good age because a lot of books are made for either little children, and as they get older, people lose focus on that. But this is a great reading age because you told the age, but what about the grade now? What is that? Third grade, something like that. What's the grade on that?
Kindergarten up to about fourth.
Okay, kindergarten up to about right. So I love that it has that because they have reading levels that they have to meet, and I'm glad that they have these books with your issues in them. I could go over, if we just go back, look at the parents and look at the titles. Look at this. I saw a video where you had the kids talking. They were like almost doing a play or doing a reading from Anthony Breaks His Promise. Can you talk to me a little bit about that? What was that about?
Yeah. Man, I forgot the name of that's bad. I forgot the name of the organization because that's been a few years now.
No problem.
But, it was just as that book was coming out.
Okay.
And Anthony Breaks His Promise is roughly about talking about integrity, talking about what it means to keep your word. Mm-hmm. And so this small daycare, they got the book, and part of what they do is read the book and act it out. So that was pretty cool. And Anthony in that book has made a few promises. And as it says, he broke his promises, and the people that he broke his promises to were not happy with Anthony. And that made him feel bad. So he had to think of a way to get back in their good graces.
Loving how you're handling these topics. And I'm loving the depth, like a person can really touch on a lot of topics dealing with your books and have that collection. Who don't want the collection? My daughter 21, too bad for that because she's not gonna read it. But man, this would have been something that I definitely, would have had the series so that they can experience that, This other book, tell me about this other book. It says Captain Candace, The Earth Challenge. What's that about?
So it's actually the picture that you showed, a picture of a young lady holding this book behind in front of my banner.
Okay.
And that young lady is my niece Candace. And so the book
Go
Yeah,
ahead. Keep talking.
the book is named after her. And there it is in the middle there. That's my niece Candace.
Nice.
The book is it's about a young girl who. Okay, so you got to stretch your imagination here a bit. The president of the United States has come up with the thought of having a teenage science team to check out the extremes, weathers, and different things about the earth that are extreme. So he picks this. He has the vice president, who at the time the president was a Caucasian male, the vice president was a black female. So that's how it is in the book, except the names are different. So the vice president then enacts the president's order and finds these teenagers to be on this science team. And Candace is the only girl that is on the team. And of course, some of the guys give her a hard time because she's a girl. And in this book, you learn facts about the earth as the team goes to different parts of the earth and talk about the things that they found. But also you find out that Candace ends up saving the day. They get into some danger and Candace saves the day.
Love it. Niecy, wasn't she so happy? She like, I'm a character.
Yeah, she's very happy.
That's
Actually,
good.
though, Alicia I have two nieces and a nephew. Alicia,
Okay.
Anthony, and Candace.
Wow. So they're thus the titles of the
Right.
books. Man, we love that. That is so good. Black families, if you're listening, if you have children inside of you, I know if you have children around you, you have stories. You are replete with stories that you can tell. But this is such a great demonstration of a way to do it. Give a little plug to your illustrator, because I love the continuity of your illustration. Do you use the same illustrator for all your books? And how did you come about, and what's his name?
Wow. Okay. So, for the majority of my books, I've used the same illustrator. His name is Darryl Spicy, and he is a brother from the west side of Chicago.
Okay.
Now, if you can remember back to the days of MySpace.
Oh, okay.
That's how I found him. I had been on MySpace for just a minute, and I saw his artwork on one of my friends' profiles.
Okay.
And that's right around the time that I was getting the idea to write my first children's book, I Can Do Anything.
Okay.
And so I liked his work, and I got in touch with him, and we went from there. And so he has been my primary illustrator since that time. I've only used one other illustrator thus far for my book called My Little Brothers.
Okay.
But he has been my primary illustrator, and mainly because people really like his bright colors.
Mm-hmm.
And the images really seem to spark imagination in the parents, because the parents look at the books as the children are looking at them, and they have been very happy with this work.
You know, I love his work because it's not, some work is so detailed, like, okay, not bad. And then some is very simplistic, but I love his is right in the middle. He is able to convey everything that you are saying on there, from the fighting, the bullying, he's able to really capture the emotion of the work that you're doing. So kudos to you, Darryl Spicy. We want to give it up to you. So, man, this time is going, and we didn't even get into the juicy stuff yet, but we're going to take a commercial break. You guys sit tight, because Darryl Harvey is not playing with you. He is starting a movement. We know about the Sunflower Kids now. We got a little of that. But wait till you see what he did with that. He just went next level ballistic. And I love it. So stay tuned. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back.
Barbara.
I'm Cheryl.
And I'm Naima. We're three Black moms.
And in case you didn't notice the resemblance, we're also three sisters.
We're going to be coming to you every week, sharing our successes and our mistakes as we navigate our lives as moms, wives, sisters, daughters, and of course, Black women in today's world.
We'll talk about it all: race, politics, religion, economics, culture, and we'll take a look at everything from whether or not to use corporal punishment to how do you teach your children about sex.
Look for our upcoming book, Growing Up Charles. It's a personal story about our lives growing up in Maple Park on Chicago's South Side. I'm Barbara.
I'm Cheryl.
And I'm Naima. We're three Black moms. Follow us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Three Black Moms.
Spent time at the Flanner House today for an important book fair. The Black Child Book Fair Tour, which originated in Chicago, brought in African American authors. The goal is to present a positive image to children of all ages. Some of the authors today came from all over Indiana, along with others from Ohio and Michigan.
We want to make sure that Black children see positive images of themselves that they can emulate.
It's fun, and for the kids, they can eat candy.
Eating candy is always a good bonus as well. This was a free event at the Flanner House. The book fair recently made stops in St. Louis and Chicago before coming here to Indy today.
That's right, baby. Hercules. I love it. Congratulations for knocking it out. And y'all, all you got to do is YouTube that bad boy. Go YouTube Black Child Book Fair, and you are going to get a litany of videos about Darryl Harvey, interviews with Darryl Harvey, hour-long, like good stuff. You know, I can only pull a couple of things, but tell us about, because when I met you, this did not exist. Right. And I started my book fair in 2016. So that means when I was meeting you, it might have been like 2015. And I feel like I don't know if I met you at the book fair downtown. What's that called?
Printers Row.
Right, Printers Row Book Fair. I feel like I met you there. And that was 2015. I didn't have even an inkling of Soulful Chicago, nothing, but I was creating it, and you were doing your books. So at what point did you decide to do the Black Child Book Fair? Because that's such a wonderful compliment to the movement of your books. So yeah, what year did you bring that?
Okay, so really digging into my career, when I met you, of course, I am the founder of the Chicago Black Authors Network.
Right.
We were doing workshops here and there, and we were going to, as a group, going to Printers Row.
Yeah.
And that's where you and I met.
Yeah.
And so that's 2015, 16. In that moment, though, going to that event and going to other book fairs with children's books, again, that's where I'm getting Black parents coming to me, seeing the work and going, it's really hard for us to find books with Black children in them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so after hearing that, a bunch of times, I'm saying to myself, okay, there are book fairs that encompass all literature, all Black literature, or book, like huge book fairs like that cover everything. But in Chicago, at least, there's nothing that is special just for the kids.
Yep.
So what would happen if I created a book fair just for Black kids?
Nice.
2019, that's February 2019, was the first Black Child Book Fair in Chicago.
Gotcha.
I had roughly 12, 13 authors, and the reception was fantastic.
It was. I think I went to that.
You did?
Yeah. Oh, it was good, baby. Oh boy, I said, wait a minute. It's going beyond the cheese line today, baby. Them people were in there, baby. It was packed.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't a lull in it, which is kudos to you for like finding that niche and seeing that them parents came out, them grandparents came out, and you got to see the mission. Like, what's important to our people is that our children have books that represent them, right? Because when you go to these schools and they have these book fairs and it's curated by Scholastic or somebody, it's amazing. The books don't have Black kids in them, even though they're doing the book fairs in their schools. And so our kids don't end up really buying a lot of books because they're not even in them. But for you to be doing that, kudos to you. I want to show this image because, and matter of fact, let's do this first. You all are hearing about the Black Child Book Fair, but I want you to see for yourself. There's one coming up in May 3rd. So write this down if you are an author. May 3rd. And this one is going to be in Minnesota, eh?
Exactly, in Minneapolis.
Yep. So y'all write this down. Matter of fact, if you want to get jiggy with it, if you're an author, why don't you get your pen out right now? Because I got it up here. Let me move this title. These are the dates of the Black Child Book Fair coming up. Okay. May 3rd, October 3rd and 4th, October 10th and 11th, October 18th, October. You're not playing. We talking about almost every weekend of a month that it's coming up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no doubt about it. So I need you all to take these dates down. This is when the future Black Child Book Fair events are coming up. And if you want to register, because y'all probably like, well, I got to do, how I'm going to register? Just calm down. I got you. Look at the website at the bottom. It says blackchildbookfair.com/events. Darryl, you did say to me that the future events will be up when. Just explain that to me, because you told me about that.
Okay. Yeah, because you're more or less giving the surprise, because this hasn't been posted on the website yet. It's actually in process of being posted on the website because I'm still trying to confirm a couple more dates.
Okay.
But yeah, we're going to, these dates are more than likely, these are confirmed. And some of them are now annual events.
Nice.
Like Memphis, this will be our third annual event in Memphis, and in Atlanta, and in Dallas.
Wow. Look at this one. This one was in North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
This just passed, right?
Yeah, it was a great time in Charlotte. Yeah.
Oh man, do y'all see this? So we talking about this brother is taking this on the road. This is a doggone movement. Are we clear on that? Like a trademarkable movement. Now we already know, like the Black Child Book Fair and its tour. How many cities have you come to so far?
In total, I think somewhere in the neighborhood of maybe 20. I think we're doing 15 this year.
Wow.
And some of them are new cities. And it's really a very fun, a very cool thing to have people come out and support the event, to have children come out and be excited about the books that they're seeing.
Right. And you're getting like great news coverage. Talk about this a little bit, because didn't you just do like an interview with NPR, and like talk a little bit about you in the news, because how are they finding you? How is that impacting you getting to these different states?
Well, now a lot of that is my own personal hustle.
I know that's right, Betty. Say that.
Because if you don't let people know that you're coming and take advantage of the marketing tools that are at hand, then people won't hear about you. So what I do is, when I know that I'm coming to a particular city, I send out a press release to all the news stations to let them know that we're coming, roughly a month in advance, and let them know that we're coming. So NPR in Charlotte found out about it, and man, they came and they interviewed me and several other authors that were there. That was in Charlotte, and also I think ABC or somebody like that came by and took footage. And when we're here in Chicago, of course, different news stations and outlets come and do interviews and whatnot. So I do that for every city.
See, yeah, you're not dealing with a novice here. He's well seasoned. And so the authors, I can only imagine that you're a dream for our authors out there, because I know a lot of authors who are always looking for events to go to and places to showcase their books. What are you learning from doing this tour? Like, you're hitting these different states. What's a highlight or highlights of you doing this tour and meeting all these great Black children's writers and across the country?
Well, for the Black Child Book Fair serves a double-edged sword. You know, we serve the community. We provide a resource for children, Black children, to see themselves in a multitude of books. That's one side. On the other side of that, the Black children's author has a place where they can get their work out to the public. And so for them, instead of really trying to scramble and go, where can I get this work out? Where can I put my book out where it'll be accepted? Because a lot of bookstores don't take us. It's the truth that with this DEI rollback going on, even less. So we provide a resource for the independent Black author to get their work to the public. And I've met a wonderful amount of children's authors who are trying to get their work out, trying to get their name out and be seen and be heard. I think at the current moment, I may have as many as good 200 people in a file of children's authors, and I communicate and let them know about events regularly.
Nice. So if you're a children's writer or want to be like one, this is the man you need to connect with, Darryl Harvey. And I'm going to put the website. Let me just say this. If you want to call in and speak to Darryl before we leave today, the number is 727-731-5192. And we'll take you on and you can call, or you can leave a comment. We've had great comments today from all kind of great folks about you and what you're doing. So if you're a children's author, I'm going to put that website up again so that you can see it and go see how to apply, because they can apply on your website, right, for the book fair, correct?
Yeah, there is a vendor form on that
On the
link.
website.
Yeah. As soon as
Okay,
you go
great.
to that, yeah.
Okay, guys. So blackchildbookfair.com/events is where you're gonna find the application and whatever other information you need, the dates. Some of the dates we gave you the sneak peek. Some of the dates aren't up there yet, but they'll be up there, but you'll get to see the ones that are, and get yourself booked to go to these different states. I love it. Now, what's the challenge of this? Is there a challenge in doing the Black Child Book Fair at all? Everything ain't all rosy all the time when you organizing events.
Oh man, seriously, there is definitely a challenge. Largely, it's with making sure that the word gets out to the different communities that we go to. Because I will do as much as I possibly can, purchasing radio commercials, internet ads, and electronic flyers, etc. But there are instances, for whatever reason, that people don't show up, and that is the biggest thing. When you've done all that you can do and a community still doesn't support it, which is heartbreaking, because we're promoting literacy. Mm-hmm. And currently, as of 2024, Black children are still reading below the national average when it comes to, reading scores. We're below it, and not just a little bit, significantly below
right.
the national average. There's and I forget the name of the exam exactly, but it's 500 points that can be made on there, and we're making like average 270.
Wow. Big time issue. I mean, part of the problem is, and this is one of the reasons why I even started to do the Soulful Chicago Book Fairs, because there were anti-literacy laws written only for Black people in the 1800s. Okay?
Right.
And them anti-literacy laws made it so that you were afraid to read, because you could get your eyes cut out, you could get your fingers cut off, you can get your tongue cut out. Like, there were like repercussions for them learning that you knew how to read or write. And we haven't had a moment's pause since that time. Let's be clear. So we're talking about the fear of that. I don't think we're in our homes now talking about, oh, I'm scared to read, but we need to understand what that did to us over time. How could the people that invented writing be, scared of writing? No, we are storytellers. My show is Gathering of the Griots. We tell stories. So this whole writing books and telling stories is something that just comes in us. But we are almost out here rehabilitating that skill set in our people, because it did go through a moment of like, don't do that. They say if you want to hide something from a Black person, put it in a book.
Right.
And I'm like, what? Who made that up? And then we have to create sort of the counter of that, so that we get rid of that in our communities, and we do start embracing again reading books and writing. And this thing you're talking about, that challenge, you do this event, you work so hard, you promote, you did, and the people don't come. That jam is just, it rocks you a little bit. It makes you want to give up. It makes you say, what am I doing this for? But we have to just be tricky in how we make it. And some cities are better than others, as we saw in your video. My girl, Naima Latif, said here, she said, we also need to empower our independent Black-owned bookstores to participate in these events so they can bring the children's collections. Sure, I know. Fine, bring it. Let's go. There was a guy at one of my book fairs that was a bookseller. He wasn't an author, but he was a bookseller, and he had a lot of children's collections for people. Great. I know we just want to create avenues where our people are inundated with dope books for our children. And so thank you, Naima, for bringing that. Thank you for Sanabella talking about great work. Asada, woo, I'll be having on the celebrities. Stop playing. You know I got on the celebrities. What? You already know. So I love the work that you're doing. What would you like the future of first the Sunflower Kids could be? Because you said a book that I don't know of about the brothers. Do you have more titles coming up in the Sunflower Kids series?
Yeah. There's one that actually I think Captain Candace deserves a sequel. So I'll be working on that later this year.
Okay.
And I'm still a poet at heart, so I am working on publishing another book of poetry, but hopefully all of those will see fruition this year.
Okay, so that this year. Also, if any of those books are coming out by the book fair, we're specifically focusing on debuts for the book fair. And so even in the beginning procession, part of that procession will be the people that are debuting their books at that book fair. So we want to make sure of that. So just keep me posted on that. Sanabella said, and campaigns on reading literacy out of our communities. So doing literacy campaigns, that's a lot of things that we can do to get people involved. Now talk about this a little bit, because I thought this was bomb diggity doodah. Woo! In the schools. So if you could get in the schools, guys, this is magic. The magic moment. Is this in Chicago? And what happened here? How did you even get to come and present to those lovely kids?
Ah, man. So this came from me being actually at the Printers Row Book Fair from last year. A couple of teachers happened to stop by our tent, and they saw my work and was like, yo, would you like to come to our school? And I was like, sure. And so it took a few months, but got me to the school, and they had me sit down. And of course, I did read a couple of my books. That one is my latest children's book called The Best That I Can Be.
Mm-hmm.
And that book is kind of like the girl version of my first book, I Can Do Anything, in which it's a review sort of elementary things like numbers, colors, and shapes. But also throughout the book, we reinforce the idea that I'm going to be the best that I can be.
Nice. And just so, was this a Chicago public school here?
Yeah, that's I believe the school is LaSalle 2. It's on Division Street.
Okay. You guys, let me just tell you, if you're a children's author and you want to get into the schools, particularly if you want them to buy the book and buy the book for all the children, you just need a CPS vendor license. Make sure you get that so that you can get accepted and they can purchase your books in mass. But I think this is a great strategy to get into the school so that you can read. And I think I have a picture of you reading in here. There we go, baby. I better understand that literary Big Papa read that book. That I just love that image. It's so awesome because it defies the myth that brothers don't have this side in them. And there is a nurturing side to our brothers, period. We just gotta let it shine. But then I think for brothers too, let it out. You know what you wanted when you were young. How would you have felt if you had something like this, Darryl, growing up? Like your type of books when you were growing up? How would you have felt differently?
Oh man, I think that would have been, everything, to see images of Black children doing positive things and doing things that I hadn't even imagined yet. Yeah,
Right.
It's been great.
Right. And when I think of my own childhood, my mom was a book reader to me, but them books had animals in them. Like you said in one of your interviews, you more likely to find animals in children's books than you are Black people.
Yeah,
now, that's a shame. That's a doggone shame. And so
Mhm.
the fact that you make sure that we're in it, and the sad thing is that we didn't even think. I didn't even think about it. I didn't even think about, oh, why can't I see a book with me in it? And it makes a situation where I think we just become invisible. We become invisible and don't even know we're invisible, right? And
Mhm.
that needs to change in what we're doing, in setting the tone. Oh, so we got a question here. Somebody said, any Orlando Kissimmee dates? Kissimmee dates? Uh-oh, Florida looking for you.
So guess what?
What's up?
This is the super duper 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 top secret that I'm about to let out. Only a few people know this one.
Okay.
Martin Luther King Day. Martin Luther King Day, we are coming to Orlando to establish the Black Child Book Fair in Orlando, working with a group called the National Council of Negro Women.
Ooh, that's going to be huge.
You dig. And we are establishing, hopefully, an annual Black Child Book Fair on Dr. King Day in Orlando.
Man. Hercules, you heard it first. Hercules, you heard it first on Gathering of the Griots. So go ahead, Dorf E, write it down. Martin Luther King Day. What's that, in January, February?
January.
It's in January. So y'all go look for that. Stay tuned to Darryl Harvey so he can give you explanations and where it is and what's happening. So we literally only have like 2 minutes left. Oh my God, the time flies. What do you want to say to readers of your books, to parents of your book, just words of wisdom that you want to give to the people out here today?
So most importantly, have your children read. Pull them off of those video games, because Fortnite is not going to help them, and 2K and all those games that they're playing all night long and coming into class tired because they've been playing games all night. It's not helping. It's not helping them at all. They need to be reading and learning and seeing themselves in books like the ones that I put out and all these authors put out. That's number one. Number two, all you Black social organizations, fraternities, sororities, etc. Hey, we need you too. We need you to help promote reading in our communities because, as I said before, the majority of I'm going to say the majority, but a large portion of Black children are reading below level. They need inspiration and they need community. And with that, I'm out.
Yo, I just want to say thank you for being here. Yay, Darryl Harvey. It has been such a pleasure. You have been an immense inspiration. I love watching from whence you came, whether I was there in the very beginning or not. I know that you have evolved so much since I met you, and you had your 6 titles. Now you're up to 16 titles. You're up to the Black Child Book Fair. You guys, before we leave, write down that website, blackchildbookfair.com/events, if you want to register. And you can go there to purchase any of the books he talked about today. We want to say thank you. We love y'all so much. We'll see you next Tuesday here at Gathering of the Griots. Like my man just said, we out and we love you. Peace.
We've come to the end of our show today. If you missed any broadcasts, go to our website for the audio and video archives at www.thefemalesolution.com. On behalf of our team of radio hosts, I'd like to thank all of you who participated in today's discussions. And to our global family joining us from all around the world, we say thank you. To our family in China, xie xie. India, Dhanyavad. Japan, arigato. Korea, kamsamnida. Russia, spasiba. Germany, danke. Poland, dziękuję. France, merci. Spain, gracias. Italy, grazie. Egypt, shukran. Ghana, madasi. Nigeria, eshe. South Africa, ngiyabonga. Senegal, jaref. Kenya, asante. Israel, toda. Pakistan, shukriya. Afghanistan, tashakur. Saudi Arabia and Palestine, shukran.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Thank you, and may peace be upon you and the mercy of God and God's blessings.